That's
And
very...
suddenly random tweets that we've done make sense to Paul.
Yes.
Stay fresh cheese bags.
Because it came to the end of our first recording, and I was like, oh shit, we don't have a sign-off. And Brogan just pulls out Stay Fresh cheese bags, which is a meme from like 12 years ago.
Yeah, that's old.
Yeah. I had no idea
gold.
what it was. Well, thank you, Paul, sincerely, for helping us out.
My pleasure.
It's just great to talk to you again as well.
More good podcasts within the Ice Cream Social verse.
Yeah, we're not calling ourselves a spin-off or inspired by or anything like that yet, but I mean, without Ice Cream Social, we wouldn't be doing this.
Right. You can be an alternate
podcast.
dimension podcast of ours.
Yeah, we won't reference it as such, because I don't know. It seems like we're trying to ride on coattails if we do that.
Whatever. I don't care as long as you mention our show all the time.
Oh, trust me, it gets brought up every episode so
Get
far.
on the coattails.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I mean, we're not stupid. We know that the majority of our initial listeners are going to come from Ice Cream Social.
Yeah.
I mean, the 30 people that listened to the Not So Good at This podcast are going to jump in as well, I assume.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You've got a built-in fan base.
Yeah, 30 people. But again, I really should. I'm going to get back. We're going to try and do the comic readings again. But on this podcast, I'm abandoning the Not So Good at This podcast, I think. And the comics that you read were definitely the most well received. So yours and
That
Brent
was fun.
Mackay's.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Brent's pro.
Well, yeah. I'm surprised he said yes. for not getting a paycheck, at least. It's hard to ask people to do something for free when it's actually their profession.
Well, he's good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Have you got a PS5, Paul?
Nope. I'm
Oh.
holding out for an Xbox X
Ah, yes, yeah.
with a disc drive,
Yeah.
but it's not anywhere right now. Like,
Oh, you still can't get it? Yeah.
Still can't get it for anything under than like $800, $900.
But they are available, so you could go to GameStop tomorrow and say, hey, I want one of these.
no, I could order one
Yeah.
through like a secondhand.
Oh, yeah.
Like there are people who have them
Yeah.
that are selling them at a significant markup.
That's
It
right,
should be
yeah.
around $500.
Yeah.
That they're asking almost double it. So but I'm in no rush. But I still have my 360.
Yeah.
That's the only old game console that I kept when I got rid of all my classic gaming stuff.
Yeah.
And I have about 100 physical discs for that system. So I want to get the disc
Need
version. So
yeah.
if my 360 craps out, I can still.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, in
I'm
retrospect...
being 100% serious when I say this. If you do not have one by April, or let's say March, if you don't have one by March, let me know.
Okay. All right.
I was saying this to Wayne earlier.
Ah,
my
okay.
my 30th birthday is the 1st of April, so I was thinking I might take a little trip to Vegas for my
Oh.
30th birthday.
Really?
And I might have an Xbox Series X that I don't use now. I have a PS5 that I might just stick in my case.
Okay. All right.
But that means you have to visit
I'll be there.
Pittsburgh as well.
No, I'm going to Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah, come to Vegas.
Yeah.
Hang out with me for my birthday.
I am going to be there in April.
Oh,
Oh.
really? Really?
Not April, August.
Yes. And I know
Yeah.
that because there is physical scoop mail for you at the churn
Oh,
that
awesome.
Jacob won't touch
Oh,
until
okay.
you get there.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And I'm being, that's...
Hopefully
yeah, I
that
can't
week
wait.
we get to record quite a few episodes.
Mm.
We're doing shows. I'm teaching. Should be a lot of fun.
Mhm.
I don't know if...
This is why I want to move to Vegas, so I can hang out with stuff like that.
Yeah. I don't know if I got to talk to you about this during Scoopfest, but I mean, obviously at the start of Ice Cream Social, I was aware of it because I was a Sunday school listener.
Yeah.
And I started listening to the first episode, but I had to leave the house for whatever reason, so I didn't get to finish it. So it sort of became the podcast that I will be going back to eventually when I got through my backlog of Sunday school, which just never happened. But by then,
Yeah, kept piling up.
yeah, so it was like 360 is when I started listening to Ice Cream Social. But following Matt on Twitter, it would come up all the time, Periscope for the Bucket Show. So that
Right.
is where I first actually got
Oh,
to.
you found us doing improv.
Yeah, that's right. Which I feel is a
Oh,
bit
and
different to everybody else.
that is a little different. And the fact that you were like, oh, that's good enough for me to listen to those goofballs.
Yeah,
That's pretty impressive.
yeah. But
Because our Periscope stuff was ridiculous.
oh, it's great. It was
From the back of the house.
Yeah. Sometimes I did put it on the big TV to watch it,
Sure.
just so you could actually see
you
it.
have
And
to.
of course,
Yeah.
always having to adjust the volume to hear properly and things like that.
Mhm.
But yeah,
I
so
mean, the sound quality was garbage.
yeah, I feel like it's almost like anyone local who saw you on the Bucket Show. I feel like I get to be part of that group.
Yeah.
And actually finally getting to see a Bucket Show, two of them, that was a good thing to happen. I'm not going to say it was a lifelong dream, but it was certainly it was bucket list material.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, it's a fun thing to do. We get to do it again coming up here. I'm just so lucky that Matt and I are still doing the same dumb thing
Yeah.
after all these years. I don't know that I'd have anybody else to perform with like that if not for him.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess I could find somebody else to improvise with, but it wouldn't be as fun.
wouldn't have the same connection, I guess.
Not that same magic, baby.
Yeah,
Not that same zazz.
yeah. Let's hope that me and Brogan can get that kind of
Oh, I'm sure the chemistry is popping off of you guys right
Well,
now.
that's- that's
Forget
good.
about it.
It is very
It's like I'm in a Faraday cage.
it is
Yeah,
weird
right.
considering how actual little time we have spent together in terms of
Yeah.
physical presence.
Well, that's what's funny is too, like Scoop Fest is one of those things where people meet and hang out and all of a sudden they're besties for
Mm.
years and years and years. And it's just cool to see that that's still happening even
Yeah.
at this most recent Scoop Fest. We're still making lifelong friends
Yeah.
from people who didn't know each other before that.
Yep.
It's pretty great.
So we were lucky enough
I
to
do think
be
it's quite.
going.
Mhm.
Brogan.
I was, I was going to say, I do think it's quite funny that, because I was saying to Wayne earlier, that there are certain scoops who are named who, like Ellsworth, Ryer, stuff like that, who are like named scoops. And you go to meet them and you're like, oh my God, it's Ryer, it's
Mm.
Ellsworth. And it's very intimidating. But, so it's quite scary. But when, hanging out with them, and when I got home from the flight, Ryan actually phoned me. I was like, I just wanted to check you got home okay, you doing okay? And I was like, I love the scoops.
hmm
Yeah. Raya's great.
He is. He's the best.
But yeah, I think Scoop Fest might have been harder if me and Brogan didn't get to hang out for like a week beforehand in Vegas, because
Mhm.
I'm not the approach people kind of guy. So I think Brogan was good as my crutch for that. At least for
sure.
not so much approaching people. The benefit for us was people had already heard us on Ice Cream Social, so they would approach us, which was a benefit.
People were just desperate to come up to me and say, you're Brogan, you're still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna hit stop on my record.